All right, Lucas, you're headed into your senior year. Talk about your experience so far at D&E and some highlights that you've had and what you look forward to coming into this final year.
I mean, it has been a good start for me in my freshman year. We really had a good team and a really good record as well. And going into my sophomore year, it was actually the same situation, but we were struggling a little bit in the beginning. Had a kind of a slow start, but in both years we made it to the conference final, and unfortunately we lost both. But it has been a good 2 years. Last year was kind of tough because we had a lot of seniors leaving us and had a lot of new guys coming in, so it was really tough in the beginning. But to the end, we really came back as a team, and we really were strong in the end and made it to the semifinals and lost in penalties. So that was a little unlucky. But I think going into this season, we have a lot of returning players, so that's a good core group of guys. And I'm pretty excited for the new incoming players as well, the freshmen. What I saw this morning, it already looked very good, so I guess we will have a strong team.
Coming into this year, obviously a new coach this year with Coach Frank, but been here through the spring, so you've had a chance to work with him a little bit, understand his expectations. What's it been like working with him in the spring and now transitioning into the championship season?
Yeah, it's been great so far, and I think it was good that we already had some time to work together in the spring and not going into the season with a completely new coach. So I think with all the returning players, we all have a kind of an understanding what he wants from us, and I think that it could be a big plus for us that we already know what he expects from us and the philosophy he's going with, and I think it's been good so far.
Looking going into this final year, what kind of goals have the team set? Any goals so far? Obviously, want to progress and win and play for a championship, but is there anything that the team's like specifically wanting to do?
I think the first thing is to get together as a team. Like we have, I think, 7 or 8 new players, so really include them and bring them into the team and really be strong as a team. Like we have a lot of depth this year within the team, so everyone has to fight for their spots. So I guess that's the first step, that we come together as a team and work together, work hard, and going on to into the season. Of course, we want to make it as far as possible and be a contender for winning the championship.
All right, thank you very much.
Yep.
All right, Coach, you've been able to get camp underway a little bit. Obviously, you'd worked with all of the returners in the spring, but now your first chance to implement the newcomers and kind of see where they're at. Where do you see the team early on here in this fall camp?
Well, it's a fantastic group of returning players. The leadership's just outstanding. It's been quite a pleasure to work with those guys, and I see the incoming players blending in very nicely as well, and I think things are looking up.
Looking ahead, obviously it's your first year. You know a little bit about the team with the conference and the conference growing. Where do you kind of position yourself? The team was picked third in the preseason conference poll, but I know sometimes those things don't mean a whole lot. Where do you position yourself? Where do you see the team in the conference? And kind of, obviously you're learning it all as we go.
Well, preseason polls are great for media and great for attention, and well, it should be. Those the expectations that the team places and what happens from a preseason poll may be polar opposites. The expectations of the team are fairly high, and we hope to maintain that throughout the course of the season.
I know you, having had your experience coaching a lot of it at Towson, what's it been like in transition with the athlete here? And I know we've already heard from players talk about the competition and you bringing in new players and wanting them fighting for spots. What's that been like in that transition?
Well, we had a very good recruiting season, very good recruiting year, and anytime there is competition, it brings out the best in all the athletes. And the returning guys know that. They know what, but they welcome that. So that tells you a little bit about their maturity level and where they want to go as a group.
Talk about the senior leadership. Obviously, Lucas being one of those guys, but you have a good group here that have been here and have been through some other coaches, and they've dealt with change before, and being able to accept that change and kind of welcome everything that's going on now, and not fight it, and try to get the team to bond together and be cohesive.
Well, the interesting thing about leadership, or you know, you have captains on a team. You don't need an armband to be a leader, and we have quite a few people that I would put in that category as team leaders, and that will both accelerate the team bonding, and that I'll take leaders at every position. You know, I'll take the Chiefs out there any day of the year.
And looking ahead, obviously, like I say, being a new coach, it's kind of hard to examine the conference as a whole. But with it growing, with the transition of it, what do you think that means for D&E? What do you think that means for the conference, that it's growing and there's much more of a regional presence?
Well, you know, everything that I could see about the conference, the GMAC, is that it's the teams, the programs, the schools. It's just a fantastic group of collection of schools. And that goes, you know, that speaks everything from their academic to the athletic arenas. On the field, lots of parity, and the competition is going to be fierce, and home and away games. I think it's going to be fantastic for everyone.
All right, thank you very much, Coach.
You're welcome.